taking its time. There you go. We are live. So Yvonne and I have just literally been cracking on with having a laugh with each other. So I would love to introduce you all to somebody that I absolutely just so thankful and appreciate for coming into my life. And isn't it funny how we all meet? So I'm introducing the world famous Yvonne Dixon, and she is an executive national vice president with Arbonne International. So welcome to this live tonight, Yvonne.
Hi, Sheena. Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me.
And we've had, just like everything happens, there's normally a little disaster that happens, and then we get on camera and we're just like, right, we're here now, let's just crack on. So Yvonne's had one of those tonight as well with her beautiful dog, Hudson. So the reason I've invited you, Yvonne, on is I speak to a lot of people and they say, oh, well, this isn't happening for me and this isn't happening for me. And, you know, it's about being ready for impact. Everybody's had an opportunity put at their door because they've been asking for something, and then the opportunity's there and they haven't prepared for it. And so they don't take the actual leap. So I'd love people to know you've got such a fascinating story, and I want to hear the whole load of it, the football players and everything, the lot, everything about your story and what's brought you to where you are today. And then I'm going to shut up. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, although I've already done it.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So I'm Yvonne Dixon, as Sheena said, and I am actually, I know this is an Arbonne related call, but I'm an executive national vice president in Arbonne, which will not mean the slightest thing to you. So let me take us back 11 years. I had a really high profile event management and production company, literally traveling all over the world doing, it was the high net worths, the top sports people, the Premiership footballers. I was doing all their events, basically. And I thought I was living my best life. So I've got one daughter and I'm a single parent. I brought her up myself. And which I'm not saying that to gain any pity, but that for anybody who knows, who's got children, you know how hard it is when you've got two pairs of hands. So I was like, obviously, lots of guilt. I was earning the money, but I was so time poor. But at that time, just on the treadmill of life, on this plane, on there, got great support from my mum at the time. But I used to feel, oh God, if I could just get off this treadmill. And Sheena's just alluded to the fact, you know, we want things, we pray for things, we hope things are going to change. But then when an opportunity comes, like, you just miss it straight away, which is pretty much what happened to me with this opportunity. So when I was busy doing, I don't know where you're all from on the call, but you may have heard of Wayne Rooney, who's a footballer. And at the time he was with Manchester United, he was a hot shot. I was organising his wedding. And my really good friend said to me, why don't you have a look at this business opportunity? I thought, are you real? Are you joking? I'm in Italy. I haven't got time to turn. I was arranging private jets to fly in Westlife, Stereophonics. I was up to here, but feeling very important. My ego was huge and I was loving life. And then she said, well, why don't you have a look anyway? I thought, well, this is a bit weird that she's asked me, because I'd known her for a very long time, like 20 years time, and she'd never worked. So for her to be suddenly even talking about business, opportunity, working, I'm thinking, what on earth's going wrong with your life? Something's gone wrong. So I said, right, well, whatever it is that you're selling, I'll have a look at. And if it's something I like, I'll buy. And I thought, I'm going to be dutiful friend and support. So when she showed me the products, I thought, right, I'm in. I'll buy the products. They're great for me. The anti-aging, fantastic. Daughter had got a trouble skin. And I just thought, yeah, I'll buy for myself and get the discount. Wonderful. I'll just be a buyer. So I turned down the business opportunity. And I suppose the first lesson for me to learn was I didn't know what I was saying no to. And I get the impression a lot of people say no to things and they don't really know what it is, because the opportunity doesn't arrive in the box with the bow on that you've expected. So an opportunity drops in from the universe.
It never does it? It never does.
You've got to be able to read between the lines. And at that time, there was no reading between the lines. So I just said no. And then I cracked on regardless, still moaning to myself, still tired, still wondering how on earth I was going to get off the event management treadmill. And I remember thinking, this has almost got a shelf life, this profession. You know, I was then in my like 30s and I'm thinking, it's not going to really see me through 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond. And I always thought, even from being very young, I actually love the work. I love challenge that, you know, that comes with working. I love the interaction with people that you're meeting along the way. I really enjoy the whole journey. And I thought, even if I had $1 billion in the bank, I would still be focused and motivated to get up and meet people that are new. So I thought, this isn't going to be my vehicle. What am I going to do? No skill set, not particularly up there on the technology front. So I was like, what on earth? And I thought, don't worry, you pretty little head, Yvonne. Something will happen. It always does. Oh, and it did, because a curveball arrived, took me right out the game, legs from under me like that. No earning, no income, no nothing, thinking, what on earth? So if anybody's been in that black cave where something's come and whack you straight out quickly and you think, I wish I'd have done this now. Why did I not get another income stream? Why did I not do this? Plenty of whys. Wisest place we can ever be is in our hindsight. And I thought, right, I'll start a new business. I've done it before, do it again. But that's not straightforward. So to start a new business, you usually need money to set yourself up. And you also need some know-how. And that was it. It all became very clear. I was depleted in all areas. Like, there was like no skill set in anything other than events and no money in the bank. In fact, everything was going off the table. Car off the drive, house as well. And it was like, oh, think fast. You'll also resonate, I'm sure, if you've been in a situation which isn't brilliant for yourself. When you're stressed out, you can't actually get creative with what you'd like to do next. So it was only then that, and it was my daughter that said, Mum.
But if I can just catch you on that one, you know, would you have said that you were coachable then whenever you were riding high?
Not in anyone's opinions, because I was doing 16, 17 hours days. I hadn't got time to reflect on my own thoughts, let alone taking on other opinions. It was just didn't have time. And if you'd have asked me all those years ago what success meant to me, I would have definitely said money in the bank, strong financial future. I wouldn't have even thought about the time.
Would you have done any personal development at that time?
Well, I was always interested in Tony Robbins. That would have been all I'd done. Somebody introduced me to the, in fact, it was a dress designer, Philip Armstrong, who introduced me to The Secret. So that would have been like, I don't know, 25 years ago, probably. And he said, this book will change your life. I thought, I don't think so. That's how coachable I was. I don't see a book changing my life. So again, I bought the book, as everybody did when The Secret got launched, and did nothing with it. I thought I'll look at that at some point. But I never really thought time was the big problem until things changed for me. My mum became ill, and then I realised I needed time. I didn't have time. And then when I realised, when I started this new journey, which was like, I did actually get involved 11 years ago, but just bought products. As I said, I was a buyer, just buyer of the products, loving shopping. And then when I decided to build a business, even then, I never saw it as an opportunity. And I was thinking to myself, I was almost embarrassed about doing what I was doing, because I got this big ego attached to what I'd done previously and the people that I'd worked with, been in magazines, been on television. I just thought I was too important to do this sort of thing. And I thought, I'll do it quietly, and I'll only do it until I get a proper business.
What would you say then to, just before we go on, because I think it's such a key point, because that's exactly where I was. And it's funny how you attract you're like people, because my ego was a bit big, and obviously I knew it all as well, and I'd read the books and bought the t-shirts, hadn't I? So I mean, I'd even done more than The Secret. So for any CEOs or people who are high up in their company, I mean, they think they've got it made, don't they, Yvonne? What advice would you give somebody there? Oh, have you? Can you hear me? See me? No? Can you hear me? Well, I can see you. I
can't hear you, Sheena.
Oh, well, that's funny. There was going to be your big stream. I'm going to text you here, because
what's going on?
I can see you. I am here. There you go. I can hear and see you. So I don't know where you've gone.
I can see you. I can't hear you.
Well, that's weird. Do you want to go back out and come back in again? Maybe that might be helpful. And I'll just stay here and entertain the crowd. I know. Go out. This is technology for you. Go out and come back in. There you go. Oh, I'm not muted. Thank you, Alia, for that. Isn't this great? Don't you just love that there's two blondes here trying to rule the world, and we're all just like, we'll get there eventually. It's so funny. Yvonne was just like, that is one of the things that we literally find is that if your ego gets in the way, can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
Oh, yay, we're back.
Hooray.
I was just saying, when your ego gets in the way and you think that you know everything, like what advice for anybody listening here who just goes, no, I've got it sorted, thanks.
I think that one thing, that little word, ego, it's only 3 letters, but it can actually ruin your life, you know. And I think it really does. For such a small word, the impact it has on your life now and future life is totally debilitating. And I think only when you've been in a situation, you've altered course, and then you look back and reflect, and you think, why on earth did I not open up my mind to any situation? Why would I make judgments on anything unless I really had knowledge or prepared to look into it? And that's what I would always say to anybody now. Don't just say no, because I feel that we're all programmed to say no automatically. Because if anybody asks you do you want this? No, thank you, I'm fine. I can go into a shop for something specific that I know I'm going in for, and the shop assistant can come along and say, can I help you? And I'll say, no, thanks, I'm fine. And I'm not fine at all. I've gone in for something. I think that's a default. And I think that's something that we should be mindful of. We say no before yes, because we either can't be bothered, or we think somebody wants something from us, or they're trying to sell us something. And it's like, no, thank you, I'm fine. No, I don't need an opportunity. No, I don't need any more money. No, I don't need any more time. No, I don't need anything, thank you. I'm just absolutely fabulous as I am. And then you sit at home at night thinking, how am I going to change this? How am I going to change that? And to answer that question, the first thing anybody needs to look at is ego. Get out of your own way and things open up.
Super. I love it. So what happened? Because I love that story whenever you say about, you're more embarrassed about the car going off the drive. How are you going to get a new one on the drive before the other car came? So I'll let you tell the story anyway, because I suppose this is when you woke up to something, didn't you?
I did, yeah, because I literally had a Range Rover at the time, and I really loved it. Nice black Range Rover Sport, loved it. And when everything went wrong, so in such a rush, I then realized the total reality, like credit cards maxed out, everything maxed out. I'd no way, I'd just got no breathing space, nowhere to turn. And then, of course, you don't sleep when that happens. I was up every day, every morning, 10 to 4, woke up at every single morning at the same time, thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I realized that I thought, I'm going to have to borrow my mum's Punto, which was a Ford Punto. Perfectly acceptable.
For all those who've got a Punto, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It is. And I bought my mum that Punto for a Christmas present like 2 or 3 years prior to this. And it was her pride and joy. So I'm thinking, I'm going to have to wrestle that bloody Punto right off her. She's not going to give that up anytime soon. But then I thought, this is the ego. How am I going to explain to my neighbours when the Range Rover goes off on a low loader and my mum's little Punto arrives in place? And you know what? That was the first thought. I mean, how ludicrous does that sound? When I say it out loud, I think, oh God, we're really such an imbecile. I mean, more worried about what people think than the reality is. The roof was going off. The roof was going off the house, and I'm thinking, what will I think when Joan, who was 83 at the time, what will I think when Joan next door sees the Punto come? Like as if Joan could even see. It's like, what am I worried about? And then that's when I realized that I saw the business opportunity for what it was. I knew that if you achieved a certain level of volume and sales and all the rest of it, you could actually get an award for a vehicle. So I thought, right, well, this is going to be my way forward. I'm not going to get finance, credit rating shattered. So I thought, I'm going to have to just earn one. I'm going to have to achieve it. Chances of winning the lottery when you really need it is unlikely. So I thought, right, well, let's get to work. So even though in my mind, I thought I'm only going to do it for a very short time until I find something a bit more respectable, something I feel more comfortable talking about, I'll just stay under the radar and speak to strangers. And that's really how I was programmed at the time. And then I realized that if I really did get to work, I could do something about that, which again, I did that. I did the work. And then I managed to swap out the car. In fact, my Range Rover went on something like the Friday, and I think it was the Monday I got my new car that I'd earned in like replacements. It was like, whew.
What's really key there that I'm hearing is what I've been saying over the last few days is about that decision. You saw the end in mind. I mean, you needed a car on the drive, and it can be simple. It wasn't that simple for you to get there because you did it in a tremendous amount of time in 5 months. So, but you needed a car on the drive. You had the end vision and you made a decision, and that's it. It must have probably been like a whirlwind then, those 5 months.
It's complete whirlwind. I hear people say, especially with Arbonne, people say it fits in around what you do. Well, of course it can, and it does. And you can fit it around what you do for the rest of your life, and you could just, earn quite a nice amount of money, and it's just steady Eddie, lovely. I wasn't in that privileged position. I thought, oh my God, no food, no house, no car. This is one thing I do like about this business that I'm not ashamed to talk about, because you can literally dictate the pace. You can work as often as you like. You can really determine what you'd like to be paid. So I thought, okay, let's go. So to say I work around the clock is a little bit of a dramatic statement, but I was literally working all day and then going out to speak to people at night, because at the time there was no social media as such. Not like now, the prolific business
back
platform.
In the day, Yvonne, eh? Back in the day.
In the day, it was where we had to pick the phone up and go to actual meetings and talk to real people. And but that meant there was no time leverage at all. Now it's a different picture altogether, but then it was literally out through the door in the morning, go and find people to speak to, invite them to a meeting, an actual meeting, encourage them to go, make them go, sit there, and then literally just day in, day out, day in, day out, and nighttime.
But that's a paradigm shift that you did there as well, because you went from not being able to talk to people about it and being embarrassed to just going, right, and this is what it takes. And people don't realize it's just like sometimes you just need that end goal to go, right, I will do what it takes. And that's the success common denominator, is people are looking for this easy way and then accepting the results, rather than you just got to do what it takes to get the result you want.
You really do have to do that. And I think when people talk, about goals and setting a goal, and, if the goal's not important, if the goal isn't sufficiently large to make you work, then you can come off track so easily, because, You still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
And now I can't hear you again. Oh my word. Shall I go away and come back?
Yes.
Anybody can do this, you see.
This is what I love about Yvonne, as she said, she just makes success look so easy. And what she's done is she's always come from her heart and been authentic, and she's just got on with it. So the key things there for you to listen to is she had an end goal in mind, no matter what goal in mind. And she stepped forward and she did it. And she did what it took to get the goal. End of story. You've got to just do what it takes. Now, she had no money, she had no nothing. And she had to literally just step out there and make it happen. That's what I think is totally awesome. And we don't even know whether she's even going to come back. If she doesn't come back in the next... Oh, here she is. She's back in the room again. Back in the room.
So back sorry, I have no idea why this keeps happening. But anyway, I'm back. Yeah, so I think I think the key thing is having a goal that is important to you, and you're making it a no matter what goal. And that's what I did.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then like everything's just changed for you, isn't it? I mean, I'm just so pleased that I met you, and I met you. It's all through networking, isn't it? That's the whole thing. Yeah. We're all just literally networking and meeting each other, meeting fabulous people. And I was just like laughing before you were just about to come back on. I'm just there with my trusty fizz stick, because I don't know how I've kept going today. And if it wasn't for the fizz stick.
Hey, cheers. I have mine.
And so what would you say? So that was then, and we've actually done the high. So how is Yvonne's life now? I mean, what would you say? I mean, one of the things that I thought, Yvonne, was that when you started to do personal development, that life would just go like, oh, look, it's all ease and flow and we fly about on unicorns and everything, but life still happens, doesn't it? And you still are personally developing. It doesn't stop, does it?
No, it doesn't stop. And I think, do you know what? You don't want it to stop. When you understand the power of it, it's like, okay, let's just look at this. We eat food because we need it. It's fuel. Personal development is fuel for, it gives you your power. It gives you your brain space. It gives you like a really healthy attitude in all areas, which then, of course, has a ripple effect through personal relationships, business relationships, everything. You can choose to think negatively or you can choose to think positively. And with the personal growth side of things, I would never stop doing that, because to me, it's like every day is a new day. What can I learn today? And that might sound, you know me really, really well, Sheena, and I'm not woohoo. I'm not a woohoo person, but I can see the positive effects that consistency in the personal development space has helped me really turn my life around and really made a huge difference in relationships, whether it's friendships or business, whatever. I would say to everybody, pick a book up and pick another one up tomorrow and listen to something else, jump on a podcast, get onto Clubhouse, listen to what people are saying, get involved. And I just think it's really, really important.
And we're off to the whole benefits of this is actually being with people that are on the same wavelength as you. That's so important, isn't it? Because there's other people that aren't on that same wavelength, and just having that tribe of people who are all going where you're going. It's a lifesaver.
I actually feel it is. I really feel it's turned everything around for me in the last, I'll say 9 years, because it's 9 years I've actually been, focused on building something. And now, I look at my life and how it is, and I feel like I'm only just getting started. And when I speak to people about the opportunity now, I'll just say, don't think for 1 minute the opportunity has passed you by. You can snatch this at any given minute and create something for yourself and create your own life, however that might be, for you. We've all got different ideas of how we want our lives to pan out. But one thing is definitely certain, we've only got the one life. And it seems to me, I see a lot of people that, I suppose it's my opinion, they look like they're just wasting life, just accepting, it's an eventuality. Oh, well, what do you expect? Oh, well, this is the way it is, isn't it? Not bad, all that chat. And it's just like, you can turn it all around if you can just be bothered. I suppose some people don't understand the power of the mind. Thankfully, Sheena, we do.
Super. And we're off to Cancun next March because we're going
off to Cancun. This is as important as the car on the drive.
I absolutely love it. I can't wait. I've already put that out there. Who's coming to Cancun with me?
And we all need to go. Let's all go in March. Let's get off there. It looks
can't wait.
Can't
wait. Listen, thank you so much. And, phone in and out. Everybody still stayed on. So that was absolutely great. They're obviously waiting for more from Yvonne Dixon.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
You stay on here. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. And any questions or whatever, just ask me and I'll ask Yvonne, or just, I don't know, contact Yvonne directly and go, what's this Arbonne malarkey? Sure, we'll have a little conversation another time. Listen, have a wonderful evening and I'll see you soon. Bye.